Welcome in the 18th episode. Today we will implement our clock. If you want to help support this channel, hit the subscribe button below this video, turn on notification so you will not miss any future releases. So let's get started. First of all, let's open our project and go to the scenes folder and open the game scene. Now let's go to our scripts, right click, create C# script, and I will call this script countdown timer. Let's open this script. So first of all, right at the top, I will add another using statement. So using Unity engine.ui. Then let's remove these comments and the update function. Okay, and then right at the top, I will add public variable. So public game data. And there's gonna be our current game data. Then public text, timer text, then private float, and this is gonna be our time left. Then private float minutes. Private float, and this is going to be the seconds, then private float, and I will call this variable 1 second down, private bool, and this is going to be timeout, then private bool stop timer. Okay, and then inside our start method, let's initialize those variables. So first of all, the stop timer will be equal to false, then timeout will be equal to false, then time left will be equal to current game data dot selected board data dot time in seconds. So we want to grab our timer from our data, and then 1 second down will be equal to time left minus 1f. Okay, and then right at the bottom I will add private function. So private void on disable. So this is another Unity function, and let's assign ourselves to the game events. So in our start method, I will call game events dot onboard completed plus equal, and I will call stop timer. Stop timer, that's gonna be our function. Then game events dot on unlock next category plus equal stop timer. So we're gonna create this function in a second, and then let's copy those two events, paste it in the on disable function, and let's replace this plus with the minus. And now let's create the stop timer function. So right below this on disable, I will call private void. Actually, let's make this function public void stop timer. Let me copy this name, and this function will simple just set the boolean variable, so it's gonna be stop timer equal true. And then below this stop timer, let's add the private function. So it's gonna be void on GUI. So this is another Unity function. Make sure you name it exactly as me. So this is on GUI. So this function will be called every time Unity will redraw the UI system. And then if the timeout is equal to false, make sure you put double equal sign. And then if our time left is more than 0, we want to grab our minutes, will be equal to matf.floor, and we want to get the time left, divide by 60. And then seconds will be equal to matf.round to int, and then time left, and we want to get the modulo operator, so make sure you put the percent sign 60. Okay, and then we want to assign our timer text, so timer text.text will be equal to _minutes dot toString, and let's put the format 00 plus, let's put the apostrophe and then colon plus _seconds dot toString, and let's put the same format, so 00. Okay, so this is when we have more time left than 0. Otherwise, we want to set our stop timer will be equal to true, and then activate game over GUI. Okay, we don't have this function yet, so let's just quickly create it. So I will just copy this name, and then right below I will add private void activate game over GUI. From here, let's first of all set our timeout to be equal to true, and then we wanna actually create one more game event. So let's quickly go to our game events class, and then we wanna copy the last event. So I will copy this load next level, paste it below, and let's call this event game over. Okay, and then let's copy this game over and then replace all of the naming, so game over, then on game over, and then game over method. And I will copy this on game over and make sure you replace all of this function's name. Okay, so we have created the game over event. Let's save everything, and now let's go back to our countdown timer, and inside our countdown timer on activate game over GUI, we wanna, before we calling this timeout to true, we wanna set the game events dot on game over is actually game over method. Okay, so we wanna just call our event, and I think that's it for this class. Let's quickly save everything, and now let's go back to Unity. And then let's first of all go to our canvas. In our game, make sure you are on the game scene, and go to our canvas, then clock. Let's select the clock, grab our countdown timer and drop it inside the clock object. Okay, and from here we need to initialize our current game data. So our current game data will be under our resources and then data, and we have our current game data, so I will just grab this and drop it into the current game data. And now we need to create this timer text, so I will right click on this clock, UI text, and this is gonna be our time text. Let me rename this to be time text, and I will just, in the text, I will just put 00:00. So I will just move it up, move it on the left and move it up. To be somewhere here. And then let's quickly change the font size. So I will just change the font size to be 80. And we need to change the width and the height. So width will be 360 and height will be 100. Okay, so we have our time. Let's make this maybe a bit smaller. So I will just decrease the font size and move it to the left and a bit down. I think this looks okay. And make sure I will just change this alignment to be in the middle. Okay, so we need to position it back. Over here is okay. So we have our timer text. Let's select our clock object and then grab our time text and drop it into the timer text. Make sure everything is initialized. So now let's go to the file and then save. And now let's go to the scenes folder, go to the main menu and try to start the game. And let's see what we got. So I'll hit play, foot, and as you see our timer does not work correctly. So let's stop this project. This is because we have forgot to add one more function. So let's go quickly to our scripts and open the countdown timer again. And let's add above our GUI function on GUI, let's add another function which will be the update. Okay, and inside the update function we need to add f statement. So if the underscore stop timer is equal to false, we want to get our time left minus equal time dot delta time. Okay, and then another f statement. If the time left is less or equal 1 second down, we want to do the 1 second down will be equal to underscore time left minus 1f. Okay, so that's it. Make sure you add those functions inside the update method. And now let's save everything and let's go back to Unity. Let's try this game again. So hit play, and as you see our timer does not work. And let's double check, because we are trying to grab our data from our puzzle data. So I will go to the resources folder, go to my data, then puzzles, and let's say for foot I select the foot 1, and as you see our data does not have a field to add the amount of time we need. So we need to quickly expose this the timer field inside this data. So let's quickly go to our scripts and then editor, and then inside our board data drawer, let's open this class. We need to create the custom field for our time. So let's go to the onGUI method, and then below this serialized object update, we're gonna add the game data instance dot time in seconds will be equal to editor GUI layout dot float field, and let's put the name. So I will just call this max game time, and let's put in seconds. Okay, and then let's put comma, and I will just call the game data instance dot time in seconds. Okay, so make sure you add this line of code inside your board data drawer. And now let's save everything, go back to Unity, and let it compile. Once it's compiled, then go to the resources, data, puzzles. So let's go to the foot or whatever puzzle you have, and as you see we have additional field now right at the top in every single puzzle to specify how much time we give to the player to solve the certain puzzle. So you need to go through all of your puzzles and add the amount of time the player have to solve it. So I will just quickly do this for the foot, but make sure you do it for every single puzzle you have created. So I will just set this max game time. Let's add, this is in seconds, so I will just add 200 for the first one. For the next one will be 150. For the next one will be, let's say, 100. And for the next one will be 90 seconds. Okay, and now let's go to the file, save. And now when you start your game, let's press play. As you see, we have our minute and we have a second, and the timer is working fine. So we can now give a player as much time as we want for the certain puzzles. So more difficult puzzle or more difficult level the player is, you can decrease the amount of time he has to actually solve the puzzles and make your game a bit more interesting. That's it for this episode. In the next episode, we will display the game over pop-up once the timer is going down to 0. So player will know that he have lost and he will need to start the game again. So thanks for watching, and again, if you like this episode, please consider subscribing to this channel and leave a like. If you have any problem with implementing it, leave me a comment below this video. Otherwise, thank you for watching, and I will see you again in the next episode.